Well, first of all, tell me how you knew Nancy.
She was a family friend, close to my mother. Um, she helped take care of my mother a little bit before my mother passed away.
And what was she like?
She was just a sweet person. She'd give you anything she had. If you needed a ride, she'd give you a ride. If you needed food, she'd give you food. She was always there for everybody.
What was she like in the did she live in Remington for a long time?
I think she lived there, it's like 25 years, close to.
So she was
So,
really ingrained in the community.
yeah, a lot of people knew her.
What kind of things do you know anything about, like where she worked when she was younger, or what kind of things she was into?
I think she worked at the State Highway Administration. She liked to bowl. Um, she was on the bowling league for the blind with my uncle because he was blind. Um, Car collecting. They'd go all over the world to see cars and stuff like that.
Where were you when you found out when it happened? Explain to me sort of how what elapsed after it happened for you.
I was actually watching the news at 12 o'clock, and that's how I found out.
In the afternoon?
Hmm.
What was your first reaction?
Shock, thinking that's not her, and just really upset. Started calling everybody I knew to tell them.
And did they identify her in the 12 o'clock news, or did they?
Yes.
So they said
Yeah.
in the news program, Nancy Schmidt.
Yes.
That must have put just a lump in your throat. I mean, what do you do after finding out something like that and kind of such a...
I was just, like I said, I was just in shock. I called my family and just upset.
And what do you do after that? I mean, did you go to the house? Did you talk to detectives?
No, that wasn't until I think like a week later when I talked to the detective.
Did you go to her funeral?
Yes.
What was it like?
It was nice. It was a lot of people there.
What was it like? You had said that you lived in Remington for some period of time and then had moved away.
Hmm.
What was it like for the community? What was your impression of sort of how the community handled it? It's not an area that experiences a lot of brutal crime like that.
Right. The community was in total shock. I mean, I still have people now, if I'm at the grocery store, come up to me. It just happened the other day, and a gentleman asked me if they had called anyone, and he said some people are still on pins and needles, some of the elderly people around the street that she lived on.
Do you think that she was targeted in, what is your impression of what happened?
I really don't know. She was in a car accident a week before. She didn't have her car outside, and I just think somebody thought she wasn't home. And then when they got in there, they found out she was there.
And then panicked?
Yeah.
And, one of the things that the detective said to me is that typically if a burglar or a robber or something like that comes into your home and is surprised to see you there, that they may, it's rare that they would attack you in such a brutal way. The detective described it as overkill.
Right.
Would you say that that's true?
From what I heard, yes. From what he had said.
What is your impression of just the brutality of she was stabbed 12 times. It's incredibly brutal.
Right. It's just, I don't know. I can't believe somebody would do that to anyone. She's laying there helpless. She's not going to do nothing. If you wanted to go in there and rob her, take what you want and leave. Don't hurt an elderly person.
Was she somebody that, from what you understood, could have had any enemies? It seems
No.
unlikely.
No, she was just the sweetest person. She would do anything for you.
Were there any, bad blood with her family or friends or anything like that?
No.
There was a knife that was thrown in the tree. Do you think that was just a panicked robber, or do you think it was maybe somebody using robbery as a, veiled motive?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just, if they were going to rob her, I don't think they took anything. So I don't know if that's what had happened, because I was under the impression that they didn't take anything.
What happened in, the sort of weeks and months that followed? Did you participate in any community meetings or any of the other sort of community, the vigils and all that kind of stuff?
Right. Joan and I put together a vigil and had a great turnout for it. We put flyers out. I had my kids out putting flyers in everyone's doors. We put them on car windshields, just trying to get everybody aware. We put them in store windows and things like that to see if anybody knew anything.
For you, what does this do? What does a crime like this do for your own personal sense of security and safety?
It's horrible, you gotta make sure everything, double check everything, and I got 3 kids, and it's like, I have to always watch what they're doing, just to make sure nobody's coming in and, different things like that. It's horrible that anybody has to live like that.
Is there anything that I'm missing that you may have wanted to mention?
No, just whoever did this or anybody knows anything, just come forward and say something.
Do you think there's somebody out there who knows what happened?
Yeah.
Why do you think they're not coming forward?
Probably scared. I just think they're just scared. They don't, maybe they were on drugs or something when they did it and just panicked and, and they might not actually remember it.
What do you think it would mean to the community and to the family for that? Like, if you were going to urge them to come forward, what would you want to say to them?
Just please come forward, let everybody's mind be at ease and let there be justice for Nancy.